believe I'm going on camera looking like this. This is the result of what I look like at the end of my advanced selfies. The truth behind the glamour, some might say. So let me take you behind the scenes of what I shot today, why I chose to shoot the way I did, what clothes I chose and why, and everything else from beginning to the end of how I take advanced selfies. So let's fix this thing up. This is the room that I'm working with in Iceland, Reykjavik. It is disgusting. This is atrocious that I have to work with this. Ew. Whilst you guys admire the room, I'm just letting you know that this video is sponsored by Skillshare and they have an amazing deal for my viewers, which I'll be disclosing at the end of the video. I can't deny that the toilet has to be my favorite thing in the whole apartment. Look at it! Guys, so I won't lie. Lately, I've been wearing this hair like this all the time. I'm loving it. It makes me feel like I'm 12 again. And it's completely inappropriate for my age group. Just as you did right now, the very first thing I do when I enter a location, whether it's nature or it is a hotel room or anything else, I first examine what looks good, what might look good in a photograph. I admire the patterns, I admire the color contrasts. I look down, I look up, I make sure I take everything in. Sometimes I even take my phone and I like take little sample photos to just be like, oh, would that look good? Frame, maybe. I already knew really what I was interested in, what I wanted to shoot within this room because I love the colors and the vintage style and the contrast of like even the floor and the carpet and the furniture. It's just, oh yes, 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 yes. Because I'm a minimalist, I really have to work with what I have. I don't lug around giant suitcases with me filled with clothes. I have very, very basic clothes. Oftentimes they're very solid in color, no logos because they never photograph well. I don't have a lot of bold prints because that also doesn't photograph well unless that's what you're going for and you know how to work with that. And also the clothes are flattering to my body because if they're not, they just won't look good. Like if it's all massively baggy, it just won't look good. Unless of course you're going for that as well, but I just don't know how to work with that personally. The main things I look for when I'm choosing things to wear is, does it complement the background? Does it complement the style of photograph I'm going for? Do the colors complement? Those are the general questions I ask. For example, for this shot, I love the blue with the blue with the blue, like more blue, so much blue going on. And I really like that. Otherwise in the desert, I just choose a basic black outfit to complement me and be like completely opposite of what is going on in nature. Delicate colors I don't feel would have worked as well. I look for minimalism in my photographs, so max 3 elements really. Me, the towel and the blue rug, me, the blue rug, brown furniture, me, the background, the lipstick. I like to get the most out of each location that I shoot in, so I will look at standing up poses, lying down photographs, close-ups, far away photographs. That way all my photos look unique from one location. Mixing up your outfits also makes it look like it is multiple photo shoots instead of just one location at one time. Oh my god, no matter where I sit or what background I'm shooting on, it just looks so good. This hotel room is This is more of a word of warning, to be honest, because I just see too many photographs where the cropping is a little bit too close. It's not purposefully zoomed in a lot like this photograph, and it's not zoomed out far enough. It's kind of like in the middle, and it cuts out the environment, so you don't really know where you are, where the person is. It doesn't set a tone to the photographs. Whereas if you zoom out just a little bit, take one step back, try to capture more of the environment. If it's not the most attractive thing, work with that. If it's like a bathtub and it's not the most beautiful bathtub, that's fine. Put some candles around, make it look as good as possible to set the tone of the actual photograph, what's actually happening in there. Or, as I said, zoom in purposefully, because then the focus is just on the face. Just do not find yourself in the middle ground. That's the dangerous ground. Your environment will determine whether or not your photos are going to be good or great. Sometimes I don't really know if I can call myself a photographer because I just look for beautiful surroundings, put some nice clothes on myself, and then voila, photograph. Look for beauty around you and put yourself in that location to get the absolute best photo. If you can't get into beautiful hotels just yet, that's cool. Guess what? Mother Nature, she's pretty damn sexy, and she allows you to just go in without payment. That sounds, oh my god, There is no price to be in nature. Yeah! All photographs that you've seen in this video, they took a really long time for me to get. It wasn't just like a 1-2 kind of shot. I set up the shot, I put myself in place, I changed my outfits like a million times. Then one time the lighting wasn't right, so I went back to that shot, did it all over again. It takes a while for me to get the right shot, so don't be discouraged if it's taking you a while. Enjoy the process. At the very beginning, actually even later on, you won't know what looks good and how to photograph yourself well. And you're also encountering different lighting scenarios, so the shadows might be right, the lighting might be wrong, and you're gonna learn over time how to work with all these different elements. But at first it's very overwhelming and you might not know what's going on. 100% guarantee you it takes a ridiculously long time to get the right photograph, but once you do, it is completely worth it, and then you have some sexy photographs of yourself, sexy photographs of yourself. I think that this is the question I get asked the most, is how on earth I take my photographs and what I do with my phone, because you guys know that this is my remote trigger. I can see myself on the phone right now, and how do I take my photograph? So this is kind of what it looks like. I put myself in position. I'm like, okay, this kind of looks good coming in from the angle of the photograph. Not like this, because that's kind of awkward. A little bit from the angle. Voila, lay myself down. Then I figure out what to do with my hands. I'm like, what will look good? I just don't know. I don't know. So I play around. I'm still looking at my phone, not looking at you guys. Sorry, that's super rude of me. I'll adjust my clothes, and then when I figure out a good angle, I'm like, oh, that looks great. I'd be like, press my release shutter, throw my phone just here, because it's got a 2-second timer, put myself in that pose that I figured out would look good. And then I do it again. I grab my phone, I look at it, I'm like, okay, that's what it looked like. Oh, I don't quite like that. Okay, I'll change this thing. I press the release shutter. And that's how I get my photos done, and the phone is out of the picture. If you have a remote trigger instead of your phone, you can just set up your camera to have a self timer on there, and that will give you time to put your remote trigger away in your pocket instead. So that is it. Really not so hardcore. Really no magic to it. Coming through. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Another question I get asked a lot, again, is focus. How on earth do I make my photos in focus when I'm using remote triggers, remote control, and so forth? Usually my camera is amazing and it focuses really well. However, sometimes when I'm in a weird location in a photograph, either at the very bottom of it or in a corner or something, I don't get the focus right because the camera is not capturing me, it's capturing surroundings. And that's not cool. So what I will do then in that instance, I put my hand up to the center of the photograph, press the release remote, hoping that it's gonna focus on my hand. Then at the same time, once the photo is developing, I'll run to my camera, put the focus on manual, run back to my spot, and then just trial if it worked and see if the focus was locked into the position where I want to be in. Often at times it works. If your hand's not big enough in that instance, I use a leaf. For example, in this photograph, I used the leaf to focus on where my precise location was instead of the background, which it was doing the whole time. You gotta be inventive when you're taking your own photos, my kiddos. And that's it from me. But before you go, you probably noticed that photography isn't exactly an easy task to master. It's really weird, complicated. There's a lot of elements to it. So as I mentioned, this video is sponsored by Skillshare, and for the first 500 people, you can get 2 months free. For those that don't know what Skillshare is or what it does, it's an online learning community with thousands of classes in design, business, technology, photography. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high quality classes from experts working in their fields, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. I'm definitely eating, but it's a really great platform. Highly recommend you check it out. If you want to improve your skills, you have to keep learning. I'm always learning. I'm still on Skillshare all the time, honing into my skills. I want to be the best possible in my craft, not best out of everyone, but just best for myself. You know, makes me feel good. So as I said, for the first 500 people, 2 months free. Check it out. Link in the description. Until next time, my lovers, dried mango is the stuff that is worth dreaming about. Peace. I can see myself. Oh, sexy.